Hi guys, let's talk about something. Shadow work, perhaps? Come on. Come on. Come on. They want to see you. They want to see you, Tommy. They want to see you. We're going to talk about this shadow thing that you guys talk about. And also, some of you guys, oh my God, am I kicking my microphone? Sorry. And some of you guys, should I start over? Some of you guys have been having these moments of euphoria and moments of confused low energy vibrations, right? Now, with this work, you are becoming very sensitive with your senses, and your awareness is expanding, right? Because your attention, the convergent focus, is getting stronger. Because why? You are focused on every energy center, and when you are, your convergent focus muscles get stronger, if you can call it a muscle. And then when you are expanding your awareness, trying to feel the frequency, which is information and the energy within the air around you in the room, you are now making the muscle that is divergent focus, making stronger. So you are making the attention part of you very strong, right? Intentionally or unintentionally, but the fact that you're doing the work and you're following the direction, you're making the attention part of it very strong. So your focus becomes very good, because where your attention goes, energy flows. And then the awareness part is getting stronger, because now you can focus on different areas. You can focus on the empty space around you, which changes your brain, which literally changes your brain. And what that does is then sends different signals to your heart, which what that does is it allows your heart to open up. And we'll talk about opening heart, because people are like, what do you mean opening heart? What is... So I'll talk about that separately on another video. We're talking about the shadow part of you. Now, you guys have read books on shadow, yet there are things happening in your life, and you're feeling sad, and you're getting upset and frustrated and everything. That is why I'm telling you. Some of you guys have read thousands of books, yet you're living the life that you don't want to live. There are people in this world that you would easily switch lives with if you could. Yet you chose to be you. And then you get in the way, you get the ego and analytical mind and everything else, and your low vibrational, uh, uh, stuck energies within you of fear and unworthiness and everything. So when you feel bad, when you feel sad, when you feel anger, when you feel frustrations, what are those? What is that? Those are all of the things that are stuck in you, that the old self, your soul, your higher self, the divine in you, is bringing it to your awareness, is bringing it to your attention, so that you can look at it and you can realize that, do I want it or do I not want it? And guess what happens? When you focus on it, what are you doing? You're giving it your attention. What does that mean? You're making it grow, because where the attention goes, energy flows. So whatever you pay attention to becomes stronger, becomes upgraded, becomes better. So if you're fearful and you sit there and you feel it and you pay attention to it, that fear is becoming a monster slowly. When you give it anger, when you feel anger and you wallow in it, you just sit there with it and you feel it. And all of a sudden, the more attention you give it, the more your subconscious mind and conscious mind are working to give you other reasons to grow it. Yes, your ex and your in-laws and your parents and your some of the siblings that you don't get along with, and your enemy and your boss and your neighbors and the traffic, the economy and the government and the too much taxes. And it's turning into a giant ball. It's one thing to feel something. That's why I tell you guys that when you do feel these things, make fun of it, first of all. It's really fun to make fun of it, especially when you're with somebody. Kyoko is doing that in Tokyo with her husband. Whenever they feel something, apparently they've been making fun of stuff. They've been reminding each other, we're not good enough to feel this. And they've been laughing. She messaged me and she said, my husband and I were talking about something and we started laughing so loud we were worried that we're annoying our neighbors. This is really, and if you live with somebody, if you're not like me, I talk to him though. He's a good buddy. But if you, and I'm very close with my brothers. So, my brother was just here. He left yesterday, him and his girlfriend. So I do have these discussions about life though, but I don't discuss this with my family. They're not ready. They're sleeping, sleepwalking through life still. But when you first make fun of it, and then the second, and you make fun of it by saying, I'm not good enough to feel this. I wish I was good enough to feel anger, but I'm not. So yes, go ahead and cut me off. Fine. I'll get to my destination a few seconds later than I'm supposed to. It's fine. It's fine. Just do another breath work. Just focus on your energy centers. Just get some of those high energies and elevated emotions back that are connected to your intention. Your intention could be a mystical experience. Your intention could be opening your heart in a way that you just completely get full of love. See, rather than picturing what does the opening heart mean, you need to understand what does it feel like to have an open heart, which is this extra energy out of nowhere of just way too much love and you don't know what to do with it. You get good at this and your heart will open randomly at random times of the day when you're just out there, you're shopping and all of a sudden it just hits you. And you just feel these vibrations and waves and things around your body and you're like, oh my God, I'm too happy right now. I'm so happy. I want to scream. I just want to scream, I love you to the world because I'm so happy right now. So those side effects tell you that this is what your heart is doing. And remember, language is not an accurate way of speaking. So I'm always using analogies here and there. That's why the analogies I use are a little bit different than Dr. Joe, that are different than Dr. Wayne Dyer, that are a little different than Alan Watts, that are a little bit different than Eckhart Tolle, and they're a little bit different than Neville Goddard, and so on, and Sadhguru. All of these people have different examples. They're using different terminologies, and it's fine. We're all trying to fill the gaps of misunderstandings and you not being able to get to where you are because there's something in the way, which is you. And how do we remove that? By not only explaining different ways of the methods of how to get this work done and become masterful and have some mystical experience and be able to open your heart and be able to let go of the shadow, the low vibrational energies that are stuck in you. And then you can be able to go outside of space and time and create intentionally for your life. That's what we're doing. So when you feel these feelings, the shadow self, which is the unconscious part of you that doesn't, this is like a disowned part of you, right? You don't want to feel those things. But imagine I tell you, why do you think you're unworthy? Why do you think you're not worthy? Why do you think you're not good enough? Now allow the deepest part of you, the deepest part of you might be like, no, I am worthy. But sometimes when you say, yeah, I am worthy, but you can hear yourself lying. You can know that that didn't feel true. Like this didn't come out of my heart. This came out of my head, the ego self or something. Sometimes you say something and you know, like for example, tell yourself you're a millionaire. Out loud, say it. And there's this feeling inside of you when you say that says, no, you're not. You know? Similarly, when I ask you, why are you not worthy? And whatever the answer is, did you feel the same thing as when you said, I'm a millionaire? Did you feel that same a little bit of guilt? It's a very subtle guilt. It's barely there, but you can feel it sometimes. Just something inside you, but we're not millionaires, are we? We're not. So So after, the worthiness, you're not good enough, and the answers come. Now let me ask you another follow-up. Because you're not worthy, because you're not good enough, that's because you don't love yourself. When did you stop loving yourself? Answer it. I'm giving you a few seconds. When did you stop loving yourself? Now, there could be two answers. One could be, I'm not perfect, I'm less than perfect, I'm a flawed being, The other answer could be, well, probably because I never started loving myself to begin with. If you never started loving yourself, why? And if you stopped at some point, what made you stop? Now, I'm not telling you these things and asking you these questions so you can dwell in those feelings. That's not the point. The point is for you to understand yourself. That when did this come into me? When did it stop? Or why did it never even begin? So that when we can observe it objectively, now we're not feeling the feelings, we're thinking rational thoughts here. So you can do that or not do that. This is not necessary, guys. You don't need to go into the depth of the darkness and sit there, and just hang out in those feelings and feel them. No, because when you give them too much attention, you're feeding them, you're growing them. That's why I tell you, make fun of them. You're not good enough. And push it up. So many of you guys are contacting me. I'm feeling low again. My energy is really low right now. And then I'll make a joke with her. She'll make a joke with me. We'll be like, let's do some breath work. Let me do a couple. Why don't you go in your room and do a couple? And then let's talk afterwards. And then we will talk afterwards. I'll make her laugh. She'll say some silly things. I'll say some silly things. And somehow, one way or the other, the energy comes back. This is minutes, okay? All of a sudden, we're not even talking and thinking about stuff. And guess what happens? When you are not thinking and talking about it, they're slowly fading away, because what you don't give attention to begins to go back into from particle to wave. Just like when you look at an electron, it collapses from wave into electron. Electrons are not just electrons, they're always wave. They only collapse from wave to particle when you observe it, the observer effect. And when you look away and you don't give it your attention, it collapses, it goes back into the wave. Similarly, if you keep raising your high energy, what happens? Your dominant, your most baseline, everyday, normal, blah, blah mood goes up. So if normally you were at 2 or 3 out of 10, you keep doing this work and you get to 7 and 8 out of 10 as a baseline, what happens is all the low-level energies now are getting no attention. Imagine your heart is randomly opening up and you're feeling so much love out of nowhere, where you just feel like the friends that you're talking to, I'm feeling so happy for no reason. I don't know why. That's because you're becoming closer and closer to pure love, which is who you are. That's your foundation. That is the platform that you are standing on. That is who you innately are. So the more you do this work, the more you become closer to the divine that you are, which is made of pure love, pure consciousness. And as you become closer and closer to who you really are, the low-level vibrations begin to turn back into possibilities, and they can go back to quantum. You can bless them. One of the things that therapists do that is a horrible idea is to sit there and dwell into and dissect the things that because what are you doing? You're feeding it. You're turning that emotion into a monster. That is why people that go to therapists for years and years and years and years and years, and they're still miserable. Richard Carlson wrote a book on this. And he dissects all the ways that therapists do not help people. A lot of the times, I read his book a couple of years ago, so a lot of the times when you divert your focus to the high level energies, high frequencies, mystical experiences, opening your heart, feeling love for no reason, when you all do that, you can't help but not feel the low vibrational energies. I'm literally talking to people and they're telling me that every time they feel bad and they feel stressed and they feel fear and they feel guilty and they feel unworthy, they feel any of those things, they immediately stop. They do a breath work. They immediately focus on their upper energy centers and they start vibrating. They start feeling good again. And they smile. I'm telling them, they've been smiling. They get out of bed in the morning and they smile and they smile and they smile and they think about the work. They think about the live meditations they're having with me. They're talking. They think about the Q&As that we do and we laugh together and we talk together and we have a group on Telegram where we chat all the time. I give people reminders. I'm getting them exclusive content. I'm giving them short videos of answering the questions that they have. I'm doing all of that with my inner group. Yes, I have a lot of other plans for you guys too. And we'll get to that in the next couple months because right now I'm focused on going to Mexico for a week next month. So when I get back, I'll do that. Meanwhile, I'm working on the website and a couple other things. But a lot of the things are happening because you guys are stopping and you're raising your energy again. And in the morning when you smile and you think about all the beautiful things from yesterday that made you really happy and they're very good and you keep doing that every single day, your body remembers the timings of when it feels what. That's why when you are in road rage and you're stuck in traffic and you're upset at 8 o'clock in the morning every day, on Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning, you're still upset if you're up. Because your body is used to, it is addicted to that 8 a.m. rage. So you feel the rage at 8 a.m. on Saturday anyway when you're with your family. Because that's what your body does. So the fact that the body's not getting it from the rage, the body's going to come up with a recipe from your brain or from your memory. And it's going to shoot those thoughts just so that it can feel the same amount of rage. It doesn't matter where that rage comes from, as long as it goes and feeds the addicted body, the addicted subconscious mind. So the more you realize what is happening with the low energies, and then you immediately raise your energy, you're pushing those stuck energies up to your brain, completely changing what those energies can now do. Those stuck energies are going up to your brain and out. In fact, now you're using those energies to become a magnet. And the frequency of those stuck energies go up. Now, those stuck energies, when they go up, they sort of turn on the serpent, right? The frequency, it turns on the frequency because those proteins and charged molecules in your cerebral spinal fluid, when they are moving up, they create this, what do they call it? Piezoelectric effect. It creates a tornado, a big frequency that moves up as you shoot those charged molecules and proteins up to your brain. But what is also happening is that because your body and torso is so thick and your neck is very skinny and your head is a lot tinier than all the way down here, the frequency at the bottom is wider. So the fact that it's wider, it is slower. So as it moves up, it has to get thinner, skinnier. And as it does and goes through the neck, what happens? Now it's getting faster. The frequency is increasing. So those stuck energies that are sort of ruining your life in some ways, those are the same energies. As you move them up to your brain, the frequency is getting so higher that you're using the same BS energy to become divine, to have a mystical experience, to have an outer body experience, to have lucid dreams, to be able to go to outside of space and time, to be able to create intentions from outside of space and time, which happens almost instantaneously. The healing that happens, the spontaneous remissions that happen immediately. When you do that, understand the shadow self, but the higher your energies go, the more you realize how sad you feel. In fact, when somebody hurts your feelings, you really feel it because your senses are so heightened. Your awareness, the convergent focus of your attention is very sensitive now, which is a good thing. Keeps you from sleeping, keeps you from going unconscious throughout the day, keeps you from having the, body or the subconscious mind control you. But no, now you are controlling you. Now you are the mind. And same thing with the attention, the awareness, the wide awareness. So then when something happens that you don't want to feel, you feel it immediately, you feel it very strong, and you're like, I'm not good enough for that. I don't want to feel this. I want to feel that. I want to feel divine. I want to feel that infinite love for no reason, where I just want to scream and just hug people and just want to bless them. I want to feel that. Because when I feel that, I upgrade genetically, biologically, electromagnetically, chemically. I'm upregulating bad genes, good genes, and I'm downregulating bad genes. You're healing yourself on accident. You're feeling love on accident. All of these things are just happening when you just do the work. So keep that in mind and let me know your thoughts. Cool? We're good. I love you.